What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the next phase of Marvel, which I don't even know what phase it's on because we've been through so many. Unfortunately, I don't really know too much about this shit, so you guys aren't going to hear me talking that much through this podcast, but I am going to chime in a bit. We're here today with the great and beautiful Putty Man. He stands in at 5'9", weighing in at 120 pounds of solid dick.
Triple that. Oh yeah, solid dick. All right, let's go.
Next, we have John weighing in at 320 pounds, standing here at 6'1".
And now here we have coming in at 487 pounds of
The
foot
beautiful-
lettuce.
The beautiful foot fungus lettuce. Okay, anyway, guys, let's talk about the next phase of Marvel. I'll chime in first, and I'll tell you guys what I think is going to happen. Basically, X-Men are going to come in. Wolverine is still going to be Hugh Jackman, and boom, I'm done. Next phase
That was
complete.
the stupidest, literally the stupidest, thing I ever heard in my life.
Well, guess what? I don't read comic books. Guess what I do read?
Comic books have nothing to do with it anymore.
Well, guess what I do read? The comments on my chat.
Nice.
And they tell me that Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine still.
Hugh Jazz?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
You actually know a ridiculous amount about Marvel because you've seen every movie like 5 times.
Okay.
So I don't know why you don't think that you know a lot about it.
Because what's going to happen in the next phase? If I had to guess what's going to happen in the next phase, Ant-Man's going in Thanos' butt, and Hugh Jackman's going to be Wolverine.
Yeah, well, we know
still.
that. That's guaranteed. Oh, hey, Putty.
Hey,
hi.
hi.
Hi. I'm here.
Should we activate the nuclear putty bomb? That's the rant bomb nuclear putty?
Well, I thought I'd let John chime in for a second because I knew that once you wind me up and let me go.
No, I think you should go first because John's really good at counteracting what people say. I think you should go first and then let him go after.
That's sad. Oh, that's
3,
sad.
2, 1, activate the rant.
Well, here's the thing, guys. When it comes to what we're in this phase, this one phase that Nikki does not understand called the Infinity Phase, the Gauntlet and all the Infinity Gems have been one story, guys. One story complete. And that has been the Infinity Gauntlet Saga. And Endgame, coming out April 26th, will be the last part of that Infinity Saga, and we will move on to the next saga. Now, we have plenty of other stories, Secret Wars, we have all these stories, even X-Men versus Avengers was a story. We have the Fantastic Four, which I know they're going to find some way to bring in, especially since when we want something more powerful like Galactus, anything of that nature, you're going to want something bigger than Thanos, and Galactus is perfect for that because Fox has already messed up or effed up Galactus. Why not get a Galactus the way we want it, the way it should be? And that also brings in Silver Surfer. That also brings all these other franchises in. But at the same time, doing that also brings in a lot of other things. We have the X-Men. The X-Men have been intertwined with the Marvel Universe already, but people don't know about it. Scarlet Witch. When you have Quicksilver, these magnitude, we can actually bring in a better Quicksilver than we got in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's so many potential when it comes to bringing X-Men and all this stuff that you know that Kevin Feige knows that he can make something huge when it comes into it. So when you think of Thanos, when you think of the Infinity Gauntlet, erase it. This is the end of that, guys. That is the end of that era. That is over with. That is done. We're going to lose some heroes that we love, but that's okay because we have new heroes that we love, and now we finally get to see epic battles like the Hulk versus Wolverine, one of the most epic battles that was ever put in comic book history. Things of that nature get to actually exist. And for us to actually see things like maybe even Spider-Man and Deadpool joking around like they do in the comics is going to make for some funny material. So there's no doubt in my mind what's going to happen is that we are going to see the X-Men get blended into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As far as anything adult, for example, like Deadpool, even the stuff that's on Netflix, I actually see all that being intertwined with Fox because what they're going to do is they're going to leave the adult stuff for Fox and still keep the Disney-friendly stuff over at Disney, but allow Deadpool to make jokes about the Avengers or even come in, but whenever he's over on the Avengers side, it's kind of like Once Upon a Deadpool. He makes jokes, but he's got to keep it kid-friendly. But when he comes back, he finally gets to blare off and cuss off like we have our late-night streams because what happens is it's allowing him to be him and be who he wants to.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
what are your predictions for the storyline in the next phase?
Jesus Christ!
That's
Why would you ask that question?
That's gonna be hard. That's why I said the whole Galactus thing. I think Secret Wars is a perfect next story because honestly, the way they did the whole thing with the
Buddy, what the fuck are Secret Wars? Brief summary.
okay, Secret Wars was this huge battle that happened between all the Marvel characters that was that had good guys going against good guys. That also started blending in other dimensions of characters and started it basically was a revamp where they basically were able to create a chaos between the two worlds and then shifting the dimensions and changing everything so they can make new origin stories, things of that nature, which is something that they can actually do if they want to, which they, again, you're also talking about MCU is always going to find a way to do stuff in their own way that's going to be miraculous. I also think that, for me though, this is what I'm hoping will happen, is they'll do the X-Men Avengers storyline, where it's X-Men versus Avengers. And that one, they actually, I think they've done a couple times, and it depends on which or how they want to go with it. But I think what's going to happen is with Ant-Man and the Wasp when they had what's her, I can't think of her name now. When they had I'm having a brain fart now, so I can't think of her name. But she actually talked about how there was a
Ghost.
Evolution. Yeah, no, not Ghost.
Ghost Lady.
Say again?
Ghost Lady.
Not Ghost Lady. No, I'm talking about oh my God, what's her? The Catwoman's character. I can't think of her name, even her actor's name right now. Wait.
Pfeiffer.
Thank you, Michelle Pfeiffer. Thank you, John. I need to fill in. Thank you. I think that because she's already hinted that evolution is happening, that's how they're going to use it. Is they're going to bring it in where after they do the time travel, things are going to change, and that's when mutants are going to come in. I also think that another thing is that Scarlet Witch is going to have a big part of that. Like, for example, they never really explained how she got her powers really in detail. So what I think is that when things change after Endgame, what's going to happen is she is going to find out she is a mutant, and she's going to be the first one to connect those worlds. And at the same time, these people might have been living here. They might have brought in dimensions. There's so many doors that they can open that I don't know. I know they're going to do it slowly, but based on how they set up the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be hard to see how they're going to intertwine it. So I have a feeling that maybe either Secret Wars or X-Men vs. Avengers is going to be one of those two storylines that's actually going to end up happening. But then there's also a lot of stuff that I can't even think of right now that would probably be intertwined with that as well.
Okay. Well, that was very informational. And what I learned from that is Scarlet Witch and Hot Chinos is going to combine into the Secret Wars, and we're going to get Ghost Vagina. John, any input on Putty's theories?
Yeah, this is what we're talking about here, guys. Foot lettuce aside, it's called Phase 4, not the Infinity Phase, alright, Putty? So just, keep it down over there a little bit, alright? Second of all, they're not going to do Secret Wars. Secret Wars was the right way to go. 100% they should do Secret Wars, but they can't now because they screwed it up in Captain Marvel so bad that if they do it, it will completely make everything that happened in Captain Marvel irrelevant, which is what Captain Marvel already did to the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
And if they keep screwing up their own timeline, I just don't understand it. At this point, their timeline is almost as bad as the X-Men's timeline. Second of all, Deadpool's never going to be in the universe. I know that that's the thing you want to see the most, but Disney already said that he will completely stay separate forever and never be part of the MCU. He also is useless and has no reason to be in the MCU. Well, my own personal opinion. Spider-Man hopefully will stay dead. That's my want.
Okay, we're cutting him off there. He's went too far. Now you went
to make his death hold weight after the end of Infinity War. You got to leave him dead. Just leave him dead.
Okay, dude, how can you talk about Spider-Man like that?
Just leave him dead.
First you say Homecoming was dog shit, and now you're saying that you don't want him to come back. Even though he's a sequel movie, so you know that he's going to come back.
But yes, but if this is the theory that at the end of his movie, at the end of whatever it's called, Far From Home,
let me explain it because you don't know
coming back.
On the bus ride back from the new movie, the second Spider-Man, Far From Home, on the bus ride back, that's when the first that's when Infinity War is going to happen, correct?
Yeah.
So that the sequel of Spider-Man: Homecoming will be taking place before the Infinity War
Yeah.
happens.
Which also makes sense in a way because Marvel loses the rights to him after Far From Home. And
Well, guess what?
The way
We
that
also heard that
Sony's
they were going
going
to
is
lose
they're
the
going to
rights
use
to.
him.
We heard that they were going to lose the rights to Iron Man how many times, and it didn't happen for like
Yeah,
10
but they
years.
no, they weren't going to lose the rights to Iron Man. He didn't want to make more movies.
But
Robert
guess
Downey
what?
Jr.
He did. Remember those rumors that you kept telling me?
Okay, anyways, the point is that Sony very much wants to use him in the Venom universe. And he wants to be part of the Venom universe. And like Marvel doesn't want no part of that. Marvel's like, if you use him at all, we're not going to renew our contract.
So your predictions for the next phase are Spider-Man's not going to be there, and neither is Deadpool. Am I right?
Deadpool is not 100% because they want to keep Deadpool in his own universe. That's what Kevin Feige said.
So you're saying he's not going to make any references to the MCU,
Well, maybe he's going to make references. What do you mean? Of course he's going to make references. It has nothing
and
to
he's
do
not
with
going to
it.
make any cameos in the Avengers.
He's honestly not a hero that's useful. He doesn't do
I'm happy.
anything.
I'm happy we're recording this because we've got that on record.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
Remember, he's not going to. How do you really think he's not going to make any cameos in the Avengers?
Because he's not a useful fucking hero. He doesn't have any powers except the fact that he can heal himself.
To me, the Deadpool movies are nothing special. Everyone thinks
No,
they're
okay,
amazing.
wait.
They're
Let's not
fucking
talk
fun.
like that. That's not my point. As a hero, he brings nothing. He's like having another Black Widow on your team that could just heal herself. You don't need more of those people. You need more Captain Americas and more Iron Mans.
All right, so what are your predictions for the next phase of storyline?
I think it should be what Putty said, but I don't think. I think if they do it now, they've already screwed it up. They made the Skrulls the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
So how can they make them the bad guys now?
Okay, you guys keep talking. I gotta grab the charger for this laptop.
You gotta get a charger. Putty, it's your turn to tell me that I'm an idiot for not liking Deadpool.
Oh, well, yeah, you are an idiot for not liking Deadpool, but in that situation, no matter what, things have always been changing. Yeah, I agree. The whole Skrulls being good has messed up a lot of stuff, and unless the story's going to change and the Skrulls are actually going to go bad, later down the road, since Captain Marvel's based in the past, and that's going to fix everything, that's fine. But at the same time, we also see that a lot of things from the Infinity Gauntlet storyline was changed, or Infinity War storyline. For example, we didn't have Death. We didn't have Adam Warlock. We didn't have a lot of things that were not in the Infinity Gauntlet story, but it still turned out great. So it's not to say that we can't have something that's going to alter that as well in any way. Honestly, I in the whole realm of things, the major thing I actually have a feeling they're going to do, and I don't know which story they're going to pull from because they have to bring in the X-Men and they have to bring in the Fantastic Four, but I honestly think that the big ultimate giant of the whole story is going to be Galactus. And the reason why is because unless they're going to save Galactus for years down the road, and they're just going to set it up to be a massive story to where they lose ideas for Marvel, and that's going to be the only last one. At this time, my mind can't think of anything else that could be huge as far as Galactus. I mean, I guess they can do Doctor Doom, which again, Doctor Doom would be a great adversary. But again, unless they do a whole story where they're going to do Avengers versus X-Men, and then finally X-Men band together to go after Doctor Doom, and maybe Doom ends up bringing villains in that he works with, which again doesn't seem too much like Doom, but at the same time it does. It's a little bit odd depending on which world of Marvel you're actually looking at. And again, Doom has always been straightforward, good to bring in the Fantastic Four. He's a big character that can bring in them and everything else. But then I'm also still wondering how are they going to do Fantastic Four? Are we going to get the proper story that we need, but then already have MCU? And
But is there even a Fantastic Four confirmed?
Well, they own the rights, and believe me, they're not gonna try to work around getting Fantastic Four back in. Fantastic Four, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is huge.
Yeah, but
They
you think it's happening this phase?
Well, no,
I
I don't know. That's the thing. That's the biggest problem. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be just a strictly
Yeah,
X-Men Avengers thing,
yeah.
or if they're going to save Fantastic Four for another phase and then bring in
No.
Galactus.
There's
That's the
there's
problem.
I'll tell
there's no
you.
way there's no way they're gonna get Fantastic Four in this phase. I feel like they're
No.
gonna have so much to do.
This is what's gonna happen. So, from what I've heard and from what Kevin Feige says, who literally calls all the shots, okay? I don't know if this part is true, but apparently he doesn't want to incorporate the X-Men into this universe because he doesn't know how to yet. So he said until he's ready and has the proper way to do it, he's not even considering putting X-Men yet. But
Okay, so
Fantastic
I have
Four
a
are going to be a
question.
guarantee.
They're guaranteed, you're saying?
Yeah, so Fantastic Four are guaranteed they're going to come in. And what their next plans are after Thanos, which also a quick theory, I think at some point of this movie that Thanos is going to have to join with the Avengers to fight something bigger than them.
Which in turn would be Galactus then.
Or would maybe or Dormammu, right?
Oh yeah, true, Dormammu.
Or
But
like
the
one
thing,
of those.
Why does that name sound familiar?
'Cause he's from
Dormammu?
because he was in the
Strange.
first Doctor Strange movie.
But
Oh
it
yeah,
could be,
that big guy that Doctor
yeah,
Strange.
it could
fight.
be
Yep.
now that Doctor Strange is not around to hold him back. He might try to come, and then they're gonna have to join together to fight, right? Either that, I just think that's a thing because Thanos is such a loved character right now that I don't even know if they would want to kill him off, to be honest. But this is a thing with the Skrulls too. Taking the Skrulls and what they were in Captain Marvel and then trying to make them bad to have a Secret War story would be like if Thanos was a good guy and then now he just killed half the population. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. He's too big of a villain. And I agree with your Doom theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should do a Doom movie. I think they should do a Fantastic Four movie. And then incorporate Doom into it. But, okay, they go to space, blah, blah, blah. It crashes, whatever. They never find him. Okay? So then the whole movie happens, and then your final end credit scene is like him like crawling on the floor out of like a pit, you know? So then, because Marvel apparently wants to do a Doom solo movie. That's their plan. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't read that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they want to do a Doom solo movie apparently, or they might do it as a TV show on the Disney Channel
What?
thing. But also, 100% Feige even said this. He said for Phase 4 after Endgame, he's going to start doing more solo movies and incorporating more characters into the universe. And the next Avengers movie won't be for multiple years. And when it comes, it won't be a huge threat. It's going to be a minor threat to bring all the new heroes together as the new Avengers. And then the next movie after will be the huge, like, Galactus.
Whoa. So they're not even going to hint on the next Avengers movie when that does eventually come out. They're not even going to use a hint like they did with Thanos.
They might, who knows, right? But he's
But
saying,
that's what
I
I
have a
potentially
question,
thought
though.
they were going to do.
I have a question, just because I'm wondering this right now because it's confusing me. Who got introduced on Phase 3 in terms of characters?
Captain Marvel,
Spider-Man,
Doctor Strange, Spider-Man.
Correct.
Ant-Man.
No, Ant-Man was
Nope.
Phase 2.
Okay, so just
Actually,
those
Ant-Man
three?
was Phase 3, right? Because that was after...
No.
Oh, was
No,
Doctor
he-
Strange. Ant-Man came after Doctor Strange.
yeah,
Didn't it?
so that would have been 3. It's still on Phase 3 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who got introduced on Phase 3?
Yeah, so I guess it would have been
Ant-Man
all
was
of
in Phase 2, though.
No, Ant-Man came out after Ultron, didn't it?
Spider-Man was in Civil War. Was Civil War fucking...
Civil War was Phase 3.
Yeah, but remember, Ant-Man came out before Civil War. Because remember, Ant-Man actually met up with Captain America before in Civil War, and he already established his first movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
right.
the first phase was all the original movies plus the second... No, Iron
all
Iron
the
Man
original
2,
movies, and the second Iron Man movie, and
Avengers, and then the Phase 2 was all the movies that came after up till Ultron, and then
Right.
Phase 3 has gone
Guardians
all
of
the
the
way from
Galaxy.
Ultron till now.
Right, it was Guardians of the Galaxy that was in Phase 2.
Yeah.
It was Ant-Man. I'm telling you, it was Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
he's
fine.
right. He's right. He's right.
Okay, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. Crap, I'm losing. Okay, and then that's when we got Iron Man 3. We got our second Thor movie. We got our second Captain America movie. That's when we got Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and you got Guardians. That's it.
But no, there was no, because I know there's something else I'm missing in there.
All right, so
Hold on.
Phase 3 had Guardians Part 2, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
Phase
soon
3
as
was the
Endgame
longest
is
phase.
over, Phase 3 is done, and everything else is Phase 4 after that.
And in Phase 2, Guardians Part 1, we got Thanos. First introducing Thanos.
At the end
Well,
of
no,
Guardians.
we got Thanos introduced in Avengers.
In Avengers, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
you're
reason.
right.
Yeah, because the thing is I actually thought that's the reason why I thought the next Avengers movie they do for this next phase, that because I understand that let's put it this way. Let's say phase and anthologies. We're ending an anthology right now. This is one of the anthologies or the chapter within phases because once Endgame comes, that's the whole Infinity Saga. That's the word, in saga. That's the whole Infinity Saga, and that had the phases in it. So we're going into Phase 4, which is going to start our next saga. So whatever that may be, I thought the next Avengers.
But that's what confuses me. So why did we have the Civil War and Infinity War in the same?
Because Civil War was a Captain America movie, not an Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
gotta keep in mind.
It should have been an Avengers movie.
Exactly. What people don't realize is Civil War in the comics was a big storyline, just like the Infinity War saga. But what they decided to do was they took Civil War, the series from the comic books, because the reason that they couldn't do Civil War from the comic books is because they were missing one franchise, X-Men.
And believe me, you know what they're gonna do. Sorry to cut you off, but you know what's gonna happen, right? I guarantee you, close to the end of Phase 4 or like down the road, you're gonna get a sequel for Captain Marvel that's gonna be Civil War 2, and it's all gonna happen again, but with the new heroes are all gonna turn on each other.
Either way, I think we should definitely do a part 2 to this episode once we find out what happens in whatever it's called. Endgame, yeah.
Most definitely. Oh no,
We should definitely do a part 2 and realize if anything's changed at that point. Our theories on the next phase.
The thing is, I'll tell you right off the bat, and I hate to cut you off there, but I just want to say this and make sure it gets out there. I'm going to be making a lot of theories and everything else based off the end of Endgame, if they even leave anything open of a fragment or anything like that when it comes to the end of that movie, because I guaranteed if there's nothing coming out in May that I want to see, then I will be going back using one of my tickets to go see Endgame again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it twice probably.
So, did you hear the Thunderbolts theory?
No.
What's that?
So the Thunderbolts are a team that in the beginning when they first started, they're led by Hawkeye, and they're a bunch of villains that turn hero.
Yeah.
So in this movie, they're saying that Ronan is going to go to the raft and free a bunch of the villains to help them fight Thanos, and they're going to become the Thunderbolts.
That would be pretty cool, actually. That would be kind of odd, though, how they do that, but that would still be pretty cool.
So I'm going to go against...
Do they even need them, though?
Yeah, they're going to need everybody they could get.
To fight Thanos? The guy that Thor almost killed one shot?
Thor could, yes, but if he knew Thor was going to do that, he could have just done anything with his glove and made the thing disappear.
Yeah. You have to keep him...
Yeah.
I was going to say, you have to keep in mind, Nikki, that when it comes to Thor, Thanos actually still had no full idea on how strong Thor was. And so he kept it... He left himself wide open in that situation. But Thanos is so smart that he's going to realize, oh no, I can't let Thor get that close.
He could beat anybody with the Infinity Gauntlet, like literally anybody.
Yeah. So that was him making an oopsie when it came to Thor doing that, because he wasn't he left his guard down when that happened. Thanos did not even think about the potential of how strong Thor could have been. So now that he knows this, he's not going to leave his guard down for it. Because you got to remember, Thor and if you remember how Thor got his head basically smashed across the screen by Hulk, and look what Thanos did to Hulk without even having the glove.
And even his sister fucked him up pretty good too.
Exactly. So it was just it was an oopsie on Thanos' side where he just made a mistake and let down his guard.
That's true. And if you actually think about it, Hela was ridiculously powerful. Had Thor not realized his full potential and got the Odin power to fully control the lightning without having Mjolnir,
which was one of the best parts of the whole MCU.
Hela could probably easily go toe to toe with Thanos without the power, without the Infinity Gauntlet. She's God level powerful. She's beyond God level powerful. She's the whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
She's the god of war.
When Thor got those lightning bolts, fucking that was the best.
That's dope.
scene.
You just got excited because that music kicked in, like
But what do you mean?
Yeah,
The whole best part. The best part of Infinity War was literally his storyline. When he came back to Earth and he drops down and like crushes everybody when he hits the ground, I was like, this is gonna be the greatest thing of all time. Cause like I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like anything that happened in Infinity War except for the Thor storyline. Like I didn't give a shit about anything else that was happening.
Right.
Like the Spider-Man Iron Man story was the worst one on that planet, whatever I forget what his planet's called. Like they're just literally sitting on a bunch of scraps, like talking about life. Like I don't care. I want to see you guys fight Thanos.
See, now that stuff didn't bother me. The only thing that really bothered me in Infinity War in those situations, and this is something I've noticed when I keep going back to it, is a freaking Star-Lord. For him to, to think of the power that Thanos holds. Okay, so for someone as small as a human to break what's her name's hold on Thanos like that, and for him to smack him, and just for that little scene between him, Star-Lord, and Star-Lord going mad, that just seems so broken to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't like, for example, if Thanos was put under that hypnotic spell, and with his strength. Of thinking, there's no scientificness to what I'm saying, or anything scientific to what I'm saying, but honestly, I don't see Star-Lord being that strong enough to even take him out of a small sleep, nor a sleep like a hole she had on him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I would agree that right there was probably the point of the movie that literally made me like angry, because I don't know why Star-Lord, like, it's like we're about to kill him and like strip him of his power, but let me try to kill him on my own.
And at the same time, how would someone so puny be able to wake someone up out of a sleep like that?
I didn't even think of that. It's just the fact that he even did that made me angry.
Like I get what you're saying, Putty, but like agreeing with like what Nikki's saying, it's like. It's almost like what you're saying doesn't even matter, but like I fully understand it, and now that you've pointed it out to me, it's kind of weird. But like I was so caught up in the other situation that like that was not even irrelevant. Like it was not even relevant. Sorry, but like I was like I loved Guardians, okay, and Guardians of the Galaxy is easily my top 5 of Marvel movies, and easily in my top 10 superhero movies ever. Guardians 2 was a huge step backwards for me. A lot of people like it more, and I don't understand why.
I don't like it more, but I still like it.
I still like it too, but it wasn't as good. Like, the storyline was really bad. It was way funnier, and there was more character development. Like, the Rocket storyline in that movie was awesome. You could give me that all day. The other side, I didn't even care. I was like, why am I watching this? Until the ending scenes with, what's the Arrow guy's name?
Yeah, but the movie.
Hold on, but wait. My point is about that. After seeing that moment, I was like, yo, I hate Star-Lord. Like, there's nothing you can ever do in Marvel MCU history from now on to regain my trust in wanting to like Star-Lord. Like, I'm done with that.
That movie was more about Star-Lord, like, realizing that his dad the whole time was fucking Arrow dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree, but that doesn't happen. That
I loved it.
You don't get hit with that side of the storyline that you're saying, which is one of the better, probably the best part of the movie, until the very end. Like, you're just dragging, and then in the last 5 minutes, you're like, oh, you're my real dad, and it's like, oh, thanks for making me watch this movie for 2 hours to tell me that. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. There's so many broken things in there that what ends up happening is, just like I do for myself, like I watch these movies, and I still go back and watch the movies when I get excited about a new movie coming out. I'm always going back and watch other movies, depending on what my mood is. And here's the thing about that movie. You're right, John. I agree. A lot of people talk about, oh, I think it's better. I feel like there's a lot of things that are overshadowed. One, they think, oh wow, Star-Lord actually found out who his true family is now, so that's awesome. And then the whole thing with Yondu and all that kind of stuff, which of course was never even a Marvel story. Yondu and Star-Lord, that whole story That has not. They never had any kind of communication
Yeah,
in the
they
Marvel
never
universe
even
that
met
way.
each other. I don't
Exactly.
think.
Okay.
No, but-
So that right there, for me as a comic book geek, kind of just drew me off. But I know what it was. The thing is what made Guardians so great for me was because these people that were so different came together, and actually saw what was great about each other, even though they were so different. That's what made Guardians 1 so good. And see, the thing is, no matter how much you can admit it, Groot, when he was a Groot, the original Groot, not the baby Groot, when he was Groot, I actually found him to be way more charming, way more enjoyable, and it was gut wrenching when he said, "We are Groot."
Oh
My
my
God,
God, are
I
you kidding
still to
me?
this day,
Are you
I
kidding me?
still. I still to this day when I watch that movie, every time that scene comes up, I start crying like a fucking baby. I'm
He,
admitting it right now. I don't
yeah,
give a shit.
I agree
I
with you.
cry like a baby.
Wait, what are you
But then,
talking about? Weird Groot?
When
yes,
at the
it's
end of the movie, when Groot sacrifices himself for the Guardians, and he's like, "We are Groot."
I didn't
exactly.
even catch on to that.
Okay, but
Oh,
he, as
but
this is the thing, as a entertainment value, Baby Groot was super entertaining, kept me
that's my
laughing,
point.
but from a heart factor, the whole movie of the first movie, Groot is the heart of the whole movie.
Exactly, and that's the point. They worked on using that, and in Guardians 2, they basically said, "Here's Groot. We're not going to make him a integral part of the story, but we got to make sure that every once in a while something cute is happening with him
It
because
was
he's so
product
big."
placement. It was selling, trying to sell
Exactly.
toys.
And that's the problem. It's overshadowed. You got so many kids that watch the movie go, "Oh, I love Groot," that are not seeing the plot holes, are not seeing even the main story of what's going on with Star-Lord and his dad or anything like that. Then you have the parents and all this that are like, "Oh, it's all about family, just like my family that I'm sitting here with. It makes me happy." No, that's the biggest problem. Disney basically said, "Let's pull at the heartstrings with Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Yeah,
and make families love it." But then when you have the comic book geeks, they can see all the plot holes. There's
yeah.
me and family. I have my mom. I love her to death, but it didn't make me go "aw" because I sat there and said, "You know what? The first movie had family. The first movie was all about family.
The
This
first
one
movie
has
was about them realizing that they were each other's family, and then in
exactly."
Yeah,
the
but
second
you
movie,
guys,
you took that
as
away.
someone who didn't get like the whole family sentimental like thing to it, and someone who's not a comic book geek, I just liked it because it was entertaining from beginning to
But I
end.
agree
Like
with
it
you.
really
That's what it
was.
is. That's what it is. But every movie from Guardians moving forward after that, so Spider-Man Homecoming after Guardians 2, sorry. Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, which I liked, Doctor Strange, which I liked. All these movies going forward, they're all good, but I feel like where Marvel in Phase 2-ish or whatever, when they were hitting Civil War, Winter Soldier, like they were pumping out like some really high quality, like different stuff. And then when they got to Guardians 2, it was like every movie after that is the same exact like formula and style. They have the same kind of comedy, the same kind of colors, the same kind of posters. Everything about it is the same, and it only all I feel from when I leave them, whether they're good or not, is that you're trying to sell me something. Every time when I leave. It's
But
not like the
how?
old,
How would you say that about something like Spider-Man:
because
Homecoming?
the
I
way
don't get
it's
it.
so pushed on you, like when he's just fiddling around with the suit. I get it, they're trying to learn about the suit, but what they're really trying to do is get you to be interested in it to buy toys with him when they're wearing the suit.
Yeah, no, no. Okay. Anyway, how long? We've been going for a while. This is like a 40-minute podcast there. But anyway, we're gonna get back into this for sure. 100%. We're gonna jump back in after we watch Endgame. I'm sure all of us are gonna watch Endgame at least twice in the movie theaters and probably once online. But yeah, anyway, if you guys want to check out Putty's YouTube channel, it is Gamer Potheads. I will put a link to that in the description. And if you want to check out Compo's Instagram, it's compo.reviews on Instagram. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. But yeah, this was an interesting podcast. We're going to be doing a lot more like nerdy stuff like this in the future. I want to do one about next generation consoles. Let us know in the comments your guys' theories about what's going to happen in the next phase, and also what you guys are going to think is going to happen in Endgame.
Ooh, can I drop a comment?
Yeah, you could drop a comment as well, man. Of course.
Okay, you ready?
Go ahead.
Guys, leave a comment below if you like Marvel.
I like Marvel. Anyway, anything you want to say, Putty?
No, that's it. Check out my Shazam review. That's it.
Check it out. Shazam!
Guys, I'll link to a Shazam review in the description. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.